I have to make this video, right? Like, y'all gonna really start taking notice about the level of power that I have. Maybe not power. Let me not say power. I don't want to give myself too much credit. Let's just say the level of prediction, or how when I said my life is a microcosm of the macrocosm. My life is a direct look into what goes on in the world, right? I did a video, and I'm gonna timestamp it. I might actually record it and put it back up here, right? I did a video where I talked about a whole story. I even mentioned in the last video where I talked about how I saved an inmate when I was locked up from being rolled on by the COs, that was locked up in jail. You know what I'm saying, with me. And I did that video about a couple months ago, right? And I talked about it. I literally gave the whole story. Not like what I did the last video. Last video, I just mentioned it. But this video, I gave the whole story about what happened, right? And what just happened in New York? Didn't an inmate get killed last week by the COs? I mean, I know that this is normal, it's common. I hate to say something like that because this is obviously disgusting. But think about that for a second. Everything in my life that I've been through is literally taking a front stage in the world. These corrupt cops selling guns, planting evidence, being sued. These women setting men up, scamming, lying, hoeing, not being wifey material. These men lying, setting people up, not being sturdy, not being thorough, not being solid. Everything I went through in my life is literally a microcosm of the macrocosm. Now, I did the video, I showed the video, I recorded it and put it on the thing, about the FBI agent lady saying that the feds better not have any information on the dude that drove into the crowd.
But what I can tell you is, having worked for the FBI and having left the FBI, they gave full resources to January 6th capital violence offenders, misdemeanors, and treated them with the highest level and full force of the federal government. And I sat there and watched that occur, and I sat and I said, there's got to be some very serious terrorist activity going on behind the scenes. I sure hope that the FBI is allocating those resources towards something like this. And again, I cannot say that there's a clear, link, but what I am saying is that the Americans do deserve full transparency. The FBI does deserve to have time to conduct a full investigation, but this is what we need to be focusing on, and we cannot say, January 6th Capitol violence. It is still on the homepage of the FBI's website almost 4 years later. And I sure hope that this was not on the FBI's radar, because if so, there will be some serious questions that have to be answered, because I can tell you how many resources they have dedicated towards other misdemeanor offenses when something like this was in the works.
All right, let's bring.
And they said that She said that because she saw the FBI be so overzealous to charge, to overcharge, to overpunish the January 6th rioter type people, right? To do all this extra shit to them. Well, you know what's crazy about that? I mentioned in the last video that the cop was so overzealous to put me in jail that they didn't even care that if I was to do a little bit, just a little bit of investigation, I would be able to find out that they set me up and get evidence of them setting me up. I would be able to prove that these people set me up. I would be able to prove that. I would be able to prove that you cops are dirty, that you cops are corrupt, that that's all you do is corrupt shit. I would be able to prove that. But they didn't care. You know why they didn't care? Because they didn't expect for me to fight for myself. They didn't expect for me to stand up for my rights. They expected for me to be like everybody else, man. I'm just trying to go home, man. I'ma just cop out and I'ma just try to go home. You overlooked the fact that I was already burnt out. You overlooked the fact that I had already lost everything. What more could you have taken or done to me? And see, this is the problem. This is what the girl was saying, the FBI lady was saying. When you overpunish, or when you destroy the lives, even overpunish whatever, or innocently frame and shit like that, when you do this dirty, disgusting, corrupted stuff to our society, to the Americans that are born here, that are part of this country, regardless on how our country was literally founded on complete debauchery, murder, like a deception, a lying. Like our country was genocide. Our country was founded on that. So regardless of how you feel about this country, we're still a part of it. I believe in our Constitution. I will fight for our Constitution. I believe in it. I believe that everybody should have a universal right of freedom of speech, of freedom of press and assembly, of freedom of religion, freedom of bear arms, freedom to vote. I believe in that type of stuff. So I would defend it. But when you allow a person that's not legally from this country to set up a person that is from this country, this is madness. And I went through this case years ago. It's just now coming to the forefront because I'm just now getting out of prison. I've only been home for a year. But when you have people that we had the whole immigration thing that just happened. And what do? You get the immigrants like housing, food, money. They got more rights than the people that's sleeping on the curb right now. Hold on, wait. This has to wake people up, right? This is already what I went through. I already went through that. The cops thought I ain't even have a right to not be set up. How dare I want to just be a regular person and move on, law-abiding citizen and taxpayer and, you know what I'm saying, stay out the way. Oh, no, not me. Oh, no. No, I had to be targeted and set up by the cops, by a lying-ass female, by a lying-ass friend. I had to do that. I couldn't have no life. How dare I wanted a life? How dare I wanted to be a father, an engineer? How dare that, right? And that's what you see. That's what you see in America now. You see these dirty cops being exposed. You see the CEOs beating the bull Robert Evans or whatever his name was. Excuse me, not to mess up his name. Rest in peace to bull, but Robert Brooks, excuse me. You see him being beat on camera. These cops don't even care that they be on camera. These dirty, corrupt pieces of shit don't even care that they be on camera killing people. They didn't care that they were framing me, planting evidence in my case. They didn't care. Illegally signing warrants and shit like that. They didn't care. They didn't care that they were setting me up. They didn't care about my life, my family's life, my child's life. They didn't care about that. This is completely interesting. This is interesting. You didn't care about that. Okay. We're living in the world right now, in a country where, like I said, it's not built for good people. We talked about in the last video that I was going to talk about the Travis Hunter thing. As soon as you seen Travis Hunter posting pictures of him and his girl online, how happy he was. He like a little kid in the candy store. He probably never had a chick as beautiful as that girl is in his life. She's very pretty. She about as character defected as a motherfucker, but she's pretty. But I'm not surprised at the character of these type of people, because the character of most of these people is like that. The same people that's sitting there acting like they better and high and mighty and all that, y'all about as motherfucking burnt out as them. Y'all didn't want to see that man happy. Nobody wanted to see the man Travis Hunter get married and try to make something out of his marriage. A marriage is not going to be perfect going in that motherfucker or leaving out that joint. That wasn't going to be perfect. But they was going to make it work. But what y'all do? Exactly what you normally do. Fuck something up. Y'all brought that joint down. You start sending videos and all that with the whole cover up of how you wanted to make sure he ain't ruin his life. Yeah, maybe it was the right thing to do. But I doubt if all you people's motives were because you was trying to save that man. You didn't want to see him happy. That's the truth. Most of you motherfuckers didn't want to see him happy. Most of you people haven't had a lasting relationship. Don't know what love is. Don't know what it's like to come home, with a woman that you have plans with spending the rest of your life with them. You having family plans and they whole family and all that type of shit. You've made sacrifices for them. You've put them first. Most of you people won't know that type of behavior or them type of actions. You too fucking selfish. That's what we got right now, right? So when the cops were so overzealous to pin the case on me, to frame me, to put me in prison innocently, do you know what that did? You know what that does to a person? Do you know what your actions did to me and my family? See, because that's the problem with our country now. They cool with just paying me out in court or something like that, if they even cool with that. They may fight me tooth and nail with that. I'm already getting resistance from the judge myself because I'm doing it myself. I filed the case myself. I'm doing everything myself. So the judge, last thing he want to do is see a novice fighting in the courtroom himself, arguing a case. I've never been a lawyer. I don't want to do it neither, but I have to. That's the last thing the judge wants to see. I know that. That's okay. I know that. I understand that. I'm not tripping. That's like an NBA player seeing a damn YMCA player coming in to play basketball. I understand. But I ain't had no choice. Because what you're not going to do is you're not going to get away with it. That's what you're not going to do. I know all you corrupt cops are so used to getting away with the nut shit that y'all do. Not this one. No, not this one. This one you gonna feel. This one right here. This one. You gonna remember this one. You gonna remember this one. This the one you're not gonna get away with. It's always okay as long as it's not you. And I find that to be kind of the disposition of most people, is that as long as it's not you, it's okay, right? As long as it's not you being set up, as long as it wasn't your child being put in jail innocently, as long as it wasn't your child being rolled on and abused and beat up on camera and all that type of stuff, as long as it's not you or your child being ridiculed in your relationship online. it's always okay for that, as long as it's not y'all. Y'all gonna pay attention. Y'all gonna really pay attention to the stuff that I say on this joint, yo. Because everything that I say on this joint is a microcosm of the macrocosm. It's literally an example of what's gonna happen. And everything I say is real. Everything I say is real. Like, I knew that Donald Trump was going to be in office. What happened? He came right in office. He was voted in president. I've been making these videos for a minute. I've been calling shit out for a minute on these Jones. You need to go back and review these Jones. I've been really on point. Wait till you see about the shit that I'm predicting now. See, because this world has a reckoning coming. It has a reckoning coming. This world is a reflection, a mirror reflection of what you see in Sodom and Gomorrah and Gog and Magog. And it's exactly what I was talking about in the last video, where I said I'm going to tell you what the outcome of this type of stuff is. Because you see it in the religious books. That's literally what I said. And that's what you see. The Old Testament with Gog and Magog and Sodom and Gomorrah, it talks about what happens when society gets to this level of debauchery, of iniquity, where you have people in power that's so corrupted, y'all so dirty, that the rules that you created to keep a level of order, a level of balance in society, you break this. You don't even look at those joints. You break them joints regularly. Then you got a nerve to turn around and look at people like we as dirty as you. No. I feel like Moses compared to y'all. I might have did my one little sin on self-defense or something like that. You people are Stalin. Joseph Stalin has people. You people are Adolf Hitler people. You people are Lionel Lippert the third type people. You people cut arms off for fun. And legs and stuff. You people set up famines for fun. And then me trying to shed a spotlight on somebody that didn't even do nothing, that was innocently charged. Like my man Mangione. My man Luigi Mangione. That's my dog. Literally a direct reflection of how most of the people are tired of you people and your debauchery. you people, and you murder, and you're setting people up and all that type of stuff. We tired of it. People tired of it. People sick of corruption. You don't know that? People sick of it. They sick of seeing it. Most of the good people, I know they sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing corruption. I'm sick of seeing you people do the nuttiest stuff. I'm sick of you people selling sex on TV. I was so sick of it, I don't even go on social media. I love women to death. I love women to death. Probably more than most men. And I can't even go on social media and watch half you women be butt naked and stuff like that. You get to a point, especially when you've been innocent. Like, I know at this point, in my mind, I've already paid for my sins on this earth times 10. So you really get to a point when you get this refined in character that you be tired of seeing people on sellout status all the time. That's all you do is sell out. So you get tired of seeing it. And you get tired of seeing the people that are equipped for these positions of power, the people that have the character to fit these positions. You get tired of them being overlooked because they're not popular. It's normal for good people to not be popular, for intelligent people to be looked at as antisocial. This is a normal thing. Why is it normal? Because good people don't give a fuck about the crowd. They don't. Why the fuck would I care about the crowd when I'm good? When I do what's right? Why the fuck do I need to blend in with you? I stand on what's right. You can't even knock me off this motherfucker. But the good is constantly overlooked for these positions of power. And what do? We have the first felony president that will be elected and walking into the office in a couple weeks. Never in a million years would I think that America will vote a felon president in office. This is insane shit. Yeah, thank God for the people that have been incarcerated and are looking, for redemption. Yeah, thank God for them. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. What I'm saying is, if that's the only two people that you could pick out of this fucking country to elect for president, then you know what type of country we got. The country is exactly my case. Corrupted. Corrupted cops, lying ass bitches, lying ass niggas, a lying ass judge, a lying ass witness, and a piece of shit ass country all wrapped in one. Then you wonder why people, Mangonian and shit, throwing their life away. Throwing their life away for a vengeance. I don't need to wonder that. President Kennedy said that if you riot, like rioting is the voice of the unheard, of the voice of the people that are injustice. This is what happens when you haven't been heard. When you keep getting injustice done to you, you riot. That's why it's easy to predict more people snapping, because what are we seeing? We're seeing people with injustices not being heard. We're seeing people with injustices not being fulfilled, not being redeemed, not being compensated, being pushed out. So it's easy for me to say, oh, shoot, you want to see more people snap. It's easy for me to know that. Just like it was easy for Nostradamus to predict his quatrains. It's easy for people to see it. Because one, the world is secular. I hope I'm saying that right. And two, we've already been in this position with an earth full of you debauchery people. Where it wasn't no balance. It wasn't no 50% good, 50% bad, none of that. It was full of you debauchery people. It was totally imbalanced. And what do you see what's happening in the earth? You see cataclysmic changes in weather. You see cataclysmic changes in the economy, cataclysmic changes in social stuff. All these cataclysmic changes. I wonder why. The poles shifting, all types of stupid shit. I wonder why. Oh my God, I wonder why. Yeah, I wonder why, motherfucker. I wonder why. Oh no, I know why. I know why. If y'all people will read, if you open up them quatrains, you will see what Nostradamus wrote. If you was to read anything but them hood novels or them gossip papers, you would be able to read Madame Blavatsky's predictions, Edgar Casey predictions, when he transed out and gave the predictions of the future of these people, of humans. The Old Testament, the New Testament, the Bible, in the book of Revelations, the Quran, or even books talking about the last day that was written by Sheikh Fawzan, Sheikh al-Islam Fali Fawzan, or if I'm not mistaken, Ibn Taymiyyah, radiyallahu rahimakallah. See, y'all ain't got no reading, y'all. So you may look at my videos and be like, yo, boy, on point. He really predicting this stuff. It's easy. It's easy as hell to predict this. Not only did I go through it, and I'm watching it happen to other people in a macro sense, in a majority sense. Now it's happening in the mainstream. But I'm watching exactly what the prophets and foreseers saw that was going to happen on this earth. I'm watching it come into fruition. This world is not built for good people. And you saw the prophets run out this joint. You saw Jesus run out this joint. You saw Jesus be cool with being crucified. He was cool with that. He ain't put up no fight. I'm not saying he was cool with it. I don't know what he was with it. But he didn't put up no fight. He didn't even try to put up a run. So you know he was okay with leaving this joint. And you seeing people okay with leaving this joint. Like the shit we saw in New Year's and stuff like that. You got people okay with leaving this joint. They not scared like you people are. Some people are not scared because they know the character that they are taking in front of their Lord. They know the deeds that they're taking in front of their Lord. Some of you need to live about 100 more years so you could try to cover up some of them bad deeds that you did. All the people you done killed. All the people you done robbed and raped. Stole from. Shit like that. I might bring that video back up about that FBI agent speaking. Because her statement about the cops being so overzealous to charge those January 6th misdemeanors in federal court. Meanwhile, you got Bull running people over in New Year's, killing 15 people. But y'all wanted to be sitting there charging people misdemeanors in federal court just because it was the January 6th thing. Just like you was so quick to pin that crime on me and charge me and sit me in jail 5 years pre-trial while I'm over here trying to fight for my right to exist with freedom on this planet and get back to my family. You worried about me. Whole time you got all types of dumbass shit happening out here. You cops selling 100,000 guns out here. Literally 100,000. It was like 82,000. Fuck are you talking about? You got some fucking nerve. Y'all got some fucking nerve. And you wonder why the shit is the way it is. I'll bring that up with the lady.
And I sure hope that this was not on the FBI's radar, because if so, there will be some serious questions that have to be answered, because I can tell you how many resources they have dedicated towards other misdemeanor offenses when something like this was in the works.
Because she was right. Y'all so busy wondering about the wrong shit. Doing the wrong shit. Paying attention to the wrong shit. That you sit there and let this country eat itself alive. Full of immigrants that don't give a fuck about America. Full of dirty ass cops using the badge and hiding behind it, setting up innocent ass civilians. Full of civilians so burnt out that they don't know what to do the next day. And now we got to worry about motherfuckers, China stealing all types of intellectual property, claiming it as their own, cloning everything, stealing everything. Russia going to own all of Europe in a year. Y'all got the whole game fucked up. But you was on my dick. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up. I'm bringing it up. We need to go back into the Plato days, man. Where Plato, where they was electing people in positions where niggas wouldn't even have no bank accounts. They wouldn't get married. These are the positions of people in the positions of power, because they said that, you know, money will corrupt you. And you know what? We don't even deal with interest. Muslims don't deal with interest. Jews don't deal with interest. Only Christians deal with interest, because money corrupts you. So they wouldn't have no bank account. They wouldn't have no wife, because you know love will corrupt you. Your kids will corrupt you. They'll make you do shit you know what I mean, that is going against what God wants. You got all these people, you got these things, private property will corrupt you. You had people that was vowing to not even have private property, to not even have a bank account. And if you wanted those things, you could not be in a position of power. We need to go back into them days. That'll weed out a lot of you fucking disgusting ass corrupted officials. You piece of shit. I'm going.